I'm shirtless with a leather vest on.
With fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
You have a pocket watch for some reason, and you're like, time to get out of my way.
Gotta get to the countdown.
You start burning the bridge that you pass underneath.
No one intervened on behalf of...
Good. Get good. Jim Overton and I'm trapped along. And today we have
Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff. Or if you're Trey,
Money!
Oh, God. Create shit.
I don't know, what if you had 60 chickens?
An inch and a half, that's about that.
That's about there.
You said it with confidence.
Hey, kid, that limp was pretty good, but that wince was money.
He's had him throwing a goat, and in midair, he's just like, ah!
Like, I don't know what sound a Barry Manilow makes. You know what a hawk sounds like, right?
I do. It sounded like you were trying to say a word. Jody in the Soapbox is opening for Retro Garbage tonight. We gotta get there, man. We gotta get tickets. The first thing we're gonna buy with our gumball money is an animated butt.
What just chaps your nipples? Like, what is it?
What is it, boy?
I don't know, son. It's just a joke.
Gary Bankston.
And today, we've got our hands absolutely full.
Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff. Or if you're Trey, create shit. And today, we've got our hands absolutely full with, yet again, another content creator who has been making us laugh up until we hit record and after. Trey, who are we talking about?
We're talking about Jack Grady Magic, or Jack Grady Magic V2. So yeah, we're... Sorry. It's okay.
It's that hornet's nest. If you know, you know. There's only one other person who knows.
Yeah.
They'll appreciate it.
So, yeah, Jack Grady Magic V2. I'm not sure if he started a new account. I'd have to dig a little bit more into that. I just noticed I followed Jack Grady Magic V2, and when I searched him up on TikTok to see what like followers he's at, I was like, oh, there's two accounts here. So,
Yes.
I don't know. We can dive into that a little bit later, but he is a magician and a funny one at that.
Yes, to be someone who is clearly extremely talented, usually it's not coupled with that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And praise be to Jack Grady, because that's what we needed more of.
It shows in his follower account, I think.
I think it does, and we needed something unique. We've got all kinds of magicians, we've got all kinds of comedians.
Yeah.
In pro wrestling, it's do anything to be relevant and be different, and I think he's accomplishing that very well, and we'll touch on him later.
Agreed. And real quick, before we move any further,
Before
we move further, I want to give a shout out to Brian Carpenter for binging the podcast, just keeping me up to date on that and telling his friends about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, telling his coworkers and
Really?
just spreading the CS gospel. So
Just spreading our CS seeds.
Yeah.
All right. And we bumped up a few.
Yeah, you can't tell. I think Cole Spruce is in the way.
Oh, yeah.
but it's okay.
And
I think
Tommy T-Rat, well,
it's actually so I was going through the video that's going to air in 2 days because spoiler alert, we're recording this the day of Friday.
yes, I literally just walked in the door
It's Dylan Dino. And I said that because Cole and Dylan Sprouse.
Cole Spruce and Dylan Dino. Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what we had called him either, and then as I was going through like editing everything, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I was like, Dylan Dino.
Did I name him Dylan and you said that's Cole, or did you?
I don't know.
How did that happen?
I mean, I named him Cole.
You did,
but I don't
name him Cole.
remember off the top of my head who named him Dylan Dino.
Oh, okay.
You may have said something, and I may have went, no, Dylan. Like maybe
Right.
I was trying to draw that connection. I'll have to watch the footage again. I just know for certain it was Dylan.
Well, you came up with Cole for the tree
Yeah.
and said Sprouse, and I was like, Spruce.
Spruce. Yeah,
Cole
Cole
Spruce,
Spruce.
man. I don't know what this is. If it is a spruce, I
is
think a
now.
spruce is wee. It is tiny. It is itty.
Yeah, well, that's tiny itty bitty. That's what is it?
The manufacturers, what they called it.
What'd they call it? Small green tree. Well, they're not wrong.
One count. They literally printed on here.
One count.
One count. Small green tree. In a, like, okay font. Like, it's not
Yeah.
anything special, but they took the time to do this. They could have called it what it is.
Could have got a bushel of them and had a 3 count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3 count,
Yeah.
I have a show tomorrow.
You do.
I am going up again. I was going to say one-on-one, but it is anything but one-on-one. It is, there is 4 men.
Yeah.
So it's one-on-one. And if you
Okay.
want to multiply that,
Yeah.
it's still 4 guys. But it'll be myself, Jacob Armachain. Boy, I hope he never watches this, but Antonio something. We booked him. I should know, but
What
I
a
just know
wrestler.
his first
What a name.
Antonio something. And then, of course, my nemesis as of the past couple shows,
Yeah.
Chase Emery.
Oh.
That,
Chase is back.
yep. And he is in the chase for the Next Level Championship,
That's
which
correct.
still belongs to Jacob Armachain. But as the story goes, it was supposed to be Jacob Armachain and myself.
Yeah.
He was just going to lay down for me. I was going to pin him 1, 2, 3. Easy win for the new Next Level Champion.
Yeah.
First time ever. I think I'm the only 3-time Next Level Champion. But would have been definitely the first time.
You can do whatever you want when you run the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've waited for that comment. I've waited for someone to say to me in the locker room
Yeah.
about like if anybody ever got mad or something,
Yeah.
like, well, when you run the place or something like that, I was
Yeah.
going to say, you know what, champ or lack thereof, sport, when you run a promotion for 10 years, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Be my guest. But no, we definitely stay away from putting stuff on ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was 6 years before myself or Ace received any kind of championship title.
Yeah.
I think 6 years, when you book a champ, you have to make sure they can be reliable as well. We couldn't think of any 2 people more reliable than the guys who run the place.
That are there every show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we won our championships on the same night.
No.
We were like, all right, what's happening? It's happening.
Yeah, we're just going to rip that Band-Aid off quick.
We did. Well, how's your week been, man?
Good.
I
A
haven't
little bit
seen
of
you.
editing. I know. You've been out of town. Mm-hmm. You've been having a birthday bash.
Birthday bash for our one and only voicemail
Maestro. Yeah,
Maestro.
That's
Voicemail
better
maestro.
than Lever.
voicemail lever.
Yeah. Hey, motherfucker.
Which made an appearance in the anniversary video.
It did.
Which was a banger, I must say.
Yeah, Morgan asked me as I was editing it, and then I let her watch it after it was done. She was like, "How did you not cry making this?" Like,
dude, when you showed me the first time, I was like, I wasn't expecting all that.
yeah,
And I was like, if I let it go now, I'm not going to be able to recover. So it's either cry or don't cry.
Yeah.
And I made the decision to cry.
well, it definitely
I
was
mean, not cry. I did not cry.
It definitely was not goofy. It almost starts like you don't know what to think when it starts off, especially with our humor and everything that we've put out so far. You go into it and you're like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, when's the shoe going to drop?
Right.
And it's kind of goofy, like, well, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast or not. I know we talked about it before we started filming and everything and putting the video together. I wanted it to be kind of raw, like,
Yeah.
not a whole lot of cutting. Like you see us, like you see me setting the camera up, and
That's why it caught me
getting
off
shot.
guard.
Yeah,
It was no less a masterpiece at all. But yeah, I think I was expecting raw, but I'm so much happier you went with that way because we did have some interruptions.
Yeah.
In the park.
Oh, yeah.
When I started, I literally could not. Like, I'm so used to performing with
Yeah.
noise. You would think a few people or a family behind me making an absolute ruckus and literally walking in front of our... There is a man
Yeah, I know.
standing there with a camera.
Yeah.
And this family just let their kids just
Yeah.
all in front of it. And I'm like, not a word was said. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, you know.
Well, it's different because you're not performing in front of a live audience, so it's not like you're performing to an audience. And in this case, you have to be mindful of audio as well. Like,
Yeah.
there were parts that I couldn't really use that much because they were talking literally right behind you, facing the camera.
Oh, that's true.
To where I was like, okay. Which I thought about it when we were shooting, but we're in a public place. I'm not going to be an asshole and be like, hey, can you shut up for 2 minutes?
right,
Can
right.
you walk away?
Well, I think
know.
that was the live performer in me trying to keep going.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, don't let it distract you. Don't let it distract you.
Yeah.
Just keep going. I did a terrible job of that. But it didn't hit me. Like, it's probably isn't going to, like, probably not going to hear this anyways because it was so loud.
Yeah.
So I should have just
And
stopped.
then the other live performers in the background, the geese. There are parts in it where you just hear whack, 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 whack.
A lot of duck, a lot of geese.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At Anthology Park, whatever the crap its name is.
Regency, Hyatt Regency.
Regency. I think it's Regency.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
But yeah, at the old Anderson Boat Marina. You know.
Boat Marina. It's literally a little pond in the middle of town.
know.
Boat Marina. Well, Santa used it as a boat marina.
Yeah, he did.
His happy overweight self was sitting in the middle of the
He was just
pond,
spinning in circles.
letting Rudolph lead the way.
Yeah.
You'd think Rudolph with his nose so bright would have been able to get him out of a pond.
Not that night.
Nope. Not today, big dog.
But yeah,
Not in front of all these geese.
I'm excited for you to see the next video.
I literally can't wait. Corey and I were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Corey's in North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And so I got to spend plenty of time with Corey and the Holcombs.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
Well, it's done.
Was
I mean, it's
so-
ready. It's set to premiere.
Like, daughter like father. Because Nora did that earlier.
Yeah, she did.
And then you
I
did
thought
it.
you were talking about William. I was like, I fall down a lot.
Oh no. Nora knocked him off earlier. And she just barely touched it and he went falling.
Yeah,
He is
that's what he
prone to
does.
I love it. He is
Hair all over him. He's dirty now. I gotcha. I have to be nice now since somebody was talking about my anger issues while I was away last episode.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just something I saw in the editing booth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you're not too mad.
No, I'm good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways,
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for you to see that. I'll show you after this episode.
excited for me to see what?
Yeah.
Did you
The
do something?
new video.
Oh, the Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can get a sneak peek if you want.
I mean, I usually get to watch them.
Yeah.
I'm over here with Corey being like, man, I can't wait till Sunday.
Yeah. I don't have to. I know the guy that did it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, the heat is on.
Well, it is winter. And we do turn our heat on in the winter.
I'll have to enlighten you on that
Okay.
story. The heat is on. So,
But that's what I've done this week is just some editing for
okay.
that. Knocking that out.
Well, sweetness.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in North Carolina and was for the most part useless.
Yeah.
Like didn't do a ton.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, this week haven't had a week like that where I've just been like,
Well, not every week has to be 100 miles an hour, 24/7.
yeah, it doesn't have to be. We
Yeah.
all need our batteries recharged
Yeah.
from time to time, and well, little event that happened while I was gone was Ryan Holcomb, our good friend who leaves the voicemails,
Yeah.
and just berates me and drags me through the dirt like a little piece of trash that I am.
Yeah.
He is now 30 years old.
You just got the best friends.
I do. You abuse me.
Yeah. Ryan verbally abuses you.
Ryan verbally abuses me. And you know what? I don't know what else. I'm sure if I thought hard enough. Well, Ace Armstrong, who has more than on one occasion hit me in the face.
Oh, thrown you
giving
down.
me spine busters in the middle of a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Just so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll never forget. I fell off of a 3-foot ladder in the middle of a wrestling ring.
Uh-huh.
Context is king
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but you guys don't get any. And I hit my head for real.
Yeah.
Like, really boinked it. And Ace saw that. And, you know, we work with each other. It's a performance.
Yeah.
He picks me up and whispers in my ear, "Are you good?" And I'm still trying to regain my rattled brains that are now splattered against the walls of my skull. And I said, "No." Because I was like, I couldn't do a 3-step spot right now.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't think straight. And he goes, "Okay, cool, suplex." And he hooks me. And I just, from knowing the motions, I'm hooked. I'm like, okay, jump a little bit. And I jump, and then bam. I'm sure that's what the brain needs.
Yeah, right
after
after.
that is an immediate bump right after. It's a textbook bump.
It's like hair of the dog, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Like scalp of the dog.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like after that, I don't remember struggling that much through the match.
It's probably because you
I
just
don't know that I remember the match.
Yeah,
I got to work with WWE Hall of Famer Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in that match, and man, it would have been nice to have remembered it.
Yeah. You remembered everything leading up to the ladder. At least that wasn't in the first 2 minutes, right?
Oh, it was dangerously close to the first 2 minutes. I honest to God want to say it was within the first 5 or 6.
Jeez.
Out of like a 20, 25-minute match.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what a way to kick it off. But, anyways. So my ride home was, I didn't know that I was going to get here ever.
Dude, I hit it. Well, you obviously hit different wrecks and everything. I hit one on the way going into work today.
You hit a wreck?
Yeah.
Good God.
Well,
man, just add fuel
just
to the
plowed
fire.
on through.
Yeah?
Yeah, no. I mean, it was
a nice
it's
cage
just
on the
all
front
day.
of the old Toyota.
Yeah.
Got a roll cage on top. Got chains. You honk
Spitting fire.
You honk the horn and it spits. That's Mad Max type crap.
I'm shirtless with a leather vest on.
With fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
You have a pocket watch for some reason, and you're like, time to get out of my way.
Gotta get to the countdown.
You start burning the bridge that you pass underneath. Ah, Wilhelm screams everywhere.
I thought it was fire spitting out, not napalm.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, to tell you that, yeah, I know how I left it. I left for work at 1:30 and got there at like 2:40, 2:45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's only like a 35-minute drive.
Right. Man.
Yeah.
85 has been wildin'.
That's because it's been raining. It does it every time it rains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People forget that.
It just becomes a Mario Kart track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. I'm trying to think of the lightning music and noise. What's the star? I meant the lightning that makes everybody tiny.
Oh.
When you get one of the little
Yeah.
boxes. Wow, wow, wow. Ding, ding. Or something like that. It's like when it's cycling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to go work on that when we get through recording. That way next time I talk about
Yeah.
Mario Kart, I can just pull that out, and they're like, I didn't know you could do that.
That's a great skill.
I didn't either. I haven't practiced it at all. But no, it was insane. I left North Carolina, and it should be a rough 2 hour,
Yeah.
2 hour and 15-minute drive. It's a 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
I went, oh, that's not good. That's not a good way to start.
You hit the little chute.
Oh yeah. Well, the
Or it
chute
drops
was
down to one lane.
the little dookie chute was fine.
Yeah.
That little butthole lining
Yeah.
was just fine, but it was before that. It was getting out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody was slowed down for so much. I don't remember passing any major wrecks.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever saw at any point was a cop car sat on the side of the road with an officer, just one.
Yeah.
No other cars, no other officers, looking out into the forest or the woods. That is the right side of 85. Yeah, he was just kind of had his hands on his hips. And
Yeah.
kind of walked a little bit. I'm like, I don't know if he's looking for an escaped convict.
Yeah.
Or what's going on here. But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe if you're on
Maybe
a
he
side
was just
that-
appreciating the view, Josh.
he could have been. He probably earned
Yeah.
it. He was bald headed, and I admired his facial hair. I
Yeah.
said, when I get that old, this is a whole conversation I had with myself.
Well, that's how we know how slow you were going with you had time to notice that he had facial hair, watch him pace, and go, man, that's some nice facial hair.
I hope right. Well, that's
Yeah.
true. I hope I have half the BA looking chops, mutton chops that
Yeah.
he had going on that he does when I get older. I mean, they were like no sideburns. He was bald,
Yeah.
and then right here, snow white facial hair.
Really?
that came down into a nice, like, just beautiful beard.
Yeah, maybe he was Santa Claus.
He could have been.
He was just undercover.
I want that Santa Claus bringing my presents to the house because I know nobody's screwing with my gifts.
He's just looking in the forest. Would you look at that? Would you just
look
look
at
at
it?
that? Would you just look at it?
Yeah, that's his voice. He looks like a grizzled vet. That's
Yeah.
what he looked like. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, boy, if I got pulled over by him, I'd just go ahead and pee.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm not even gonna try to hold it. I'm just gonna pee my little panties.
I saw we had to take Naka to the vet Thursday. She's
Oh.
fine. We just
Yeah,
her
well,
peeing on the floor.
sure.
But and they all came back. She's healthy. They think probably UTI. But we're driving and we're going through.
She's tired of me living here.
Yeah. No. Well, then she'd be peeing in here, not on my carpet.
Right. Well,
Where
she knows.
I am.
Well, she can't get in here half the time.
That's true.
She knows where I go first thing in the
You
morning.
would think she would pee in front of your door if she didn't want you here.
point.
That way, immediately when you step out in the morning with your socks on.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Ah, this is where that monster hibernates. Let me pee on his doormat.
Where's the doormat?
I should get a doormat.
Should.
Welcome. Wipe your paws.
Wipe your feet. But we're driving, and it's the vet's in Seneca, so it's a little bit of a hike.
Wait, Naka fit in a car?
Yeah, oh yeah, she fit in the back seat with Nora in the car seat. Naka wasn't in the car seat, but
Right.
Naka sat next. Yeah, oh yeah, she kind of fits in a car.
Yeah, I mean, she is a lot of. I mean, she's a giant dog,
Yeah.
but she is a lot of fluff.
She is. But we're driving, and there's just a helicopter. And it's got a rope attached to something down in these woods. And I'm driving by, I'm like, look, Nora, there's a helicopter. And she's like, yeah, helicopter. We're driving, and I have no idea what that thing's doing. So I go into the vet. We have our appointment and everything. It takes all of like 45 minutes for the vet appointment. And I leave, and we're driving back. I'm like, look, there's that helicopter again, still attached to the rope. I was like, I don't know what he's trying to pull out. But at this point, maybe you need a bigger helicopter. If that little bit like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard. I thought you were gonna say I got into the vet and I heard there's an escaped convict and
Oh, no, that
they're
was
dropping
it.
down the SWAT team to
No.
find it, and you guys were 3 feet from it.
They may have. I haven't heard anything further about it. I just know there was a helicopter with a rope coming down that went to something.
Wow.
I don't know if it was pulling something up, if people were rappelling down it. I have no idea. But it was there when I left as well. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Speaking of nothing, I got an Alexa Dot for
You
this
did?
room.
Yeah, she's sitting right over there.
Yeah, we call her not Alexa because she's actually named Ziggy. That's what I've named it because that's one of the options. I don't know what a Ziggy is or why it's one of the 4 names. You can either call it Alexa, Amazon.
Well, there's Ziggy Stardust. Was like a music artist.
Yeah.
What, the 80s?
You think that's it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I know there was a
Either that or it's Jeff Bezos' cat's name. That's the only thing I can think of.
because Jeff Bezos looks like a hairless cat, so it would only be fitting that he has a hairless cat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll be randomly nuked.
Speaking of hairless cats, Kobe.
Yeah? Did you make that TikTok yet?
No, I haven't. I need to.
That's okay. We can do it together.
Okay.
Or I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I saw that little dog's face on that TikTok, and I went, that's Kobe.
Mannion has agreed to help us with our next video.
Oh, God.
It involves Kobe as a hairless cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did we decide was our next video? I don't think we did.
Well,
Or did we?
it
One of
doesn't have to be our next video, but it's coming like early 2022.
Oh, okay.
Pushing it after the new year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We wrote up a whole bunch of stuff on Thanksgiving for it.
on Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving Day, driving over to
Oh,
Morgan's parents. Yeah.
You said video, and I'm thinking just video. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking
Yeah.
that. So, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
He said we could shoot at the botanical gardens, and I was like, "That's perfect."
Ooh. I wonder if
Forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. We go. I did engagement pictures. I took engagement pictures for a buddy at the botanical gardens. So you could definitely walk in with a camera.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why what you just said is funny
Oh, okay.
after the podcast.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, I wonder if we could actually do it, like if we were allowed.
No. Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I too have been a part of engagement pictures at the botanical gardens.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no. No. No, not good at all. But
I'm pretty excited for that. So you guys stay tuned for more information on that. That's a big secret. That's something I'm excited about, and I want you guys to just, I don't know.
so you
Guess.
You've had time to process how that's going to go there. Now my brain is just oh man.
Well, he kept me company. We talked about it on my remote on Wednesday at Ice on Main.
Oh, he went with you?
No, I called him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we talked on the phone.
That's cool.
Because I didn't have... Well, I take that back. I was going to say I didn't have anybody to talk to. But shout out to the young gentleman that he plays hockey. I never caught his name. But he played hockey. He may still play hockey. I'm not sure. But he was there skating with his, I'm assuming, girlfriend. It seemed like a girlfriend.
Okay.
And the skates, he went through probably probably about 7 pairs of skates. Because they were either too big, or they were too dull, or they just didn't fit right. And
did he pull the I'm a hockey player and this just doesn't work for me, I need better skates?
No. He was like, no, they're too big. I was the one that inquired. I was like, oh yeah, you skate? Like, oh yeah, they're too big. And like we kept going, and lo and behold, he's like, no, I play hockey. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, gotcha. So you're used to a certain. He goes, yeah. He's used to these are more like figure skates.
Yeah.
And he's used to, I guess, hockey skates. So they felt a little different. I mean, he was skating around pretty fine.
I'm sure he was a nice guy. You don't think he was being an ice skate snob?
Oh, he probably was. He didn't come out and just go, well, I'm a hockey player. These just don't work for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely being a snob about the skates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'm sure he was a fantastic dude.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. Going through 7 pairs of skates, like, dude, just get on the ice and go. But
I mean, you put one pair on, I think most people, they're not going to know the difference. They're just going to think they're a little less good at skating than most.
Yeah. But we started talking, and he goes, so after he's doing all this, we're talking about whatever, he goes, so you like hockey? And I was like, dude, I can't skate. Like,
right.
You know, I thought he meant like, oh, do you play? Like, and he's like, I can't even rollerblade. And he goes, yeah, but I mean, like, do you like hockey? Like that wasn't my question. Can you skate? And I was like, oh, well, I mean, like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I've been to a couple of Swamp Rabbit games. I didn't tell him that I worked the Swamp Rabbit games, and, you know, I sat out there at a table for the hour leading up to the game and then left when the game started. But
right.
But I've been.
Yeah.
Technically.
What an interesting question to ask people. You
Yeah.
like hockey, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, bold.
I don't know. Like, it's no different than, hey, man, what's your favorite football team? It's so ingrained in American culture that,
Yeah.
I don't know. But he was like, he goes,
As long as he asked unassuming.
oh yeah, and
Okay.
he was like, oh, he goes, now's a great time to get into it. He goes, there's so many good teams, and I think it's Seattle. He's like, Seattle's starting up a new team, so like, it's a great time to be a new fan. He goes, just pick a team, and I was like, oh, okay. He was clearly passionate about it. We talked about hockey for probably 20 minutes. Yeah.
Well, see, I enjoy talking to somebody who's passionate about anything.
Oh yeah.
Hearing you get fired up about like comics or a certain
Yeah.
game or anything that you just deem as a
Yeah.
good work of art, I enjoy hearing you talk about it because I can hear the passion in your voice.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And if he's passionate about hockey, that's probably an interesting conversation.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, and these players, he goes, and hockey's hurting for goalies and stuff, and he goes, by the way, he goes, did you know Greenville's they're like real big on youth hockey? And I was like, what?
Well, I can. Fun fact: I can actually piggyback on that and say that Tyler, my cousin, who, by the way, you're never going to watch this dude, but I hope you get to feeling better. His wife had COVID, and now he's got it, and he's really sick.
Yeah,
he's
sucks.
like, it's not just poor guy's got COVID. It's like,
you know what would make him feel better? If you called him up and said, hey Tyler, listen to my podcast,
and he subscribed, and followed us on
and followed
This
us
is
on
why
podcast.
you do it.
Hi, if you subscribe, follow us on podcast platforms.
Podcast, listen, do thing, open ear. Okay.
Okay. So if you just want to comment below and say, Josh, I hope your cousin Tyler gets better, and then go ahead and subscribe while you're there. Like this video. You could dislike it if you want. You won't be able to tell because YouTube's changed everything, but we'll be able to tell if you disliked it. Yeah, it doesn't show the dislike numbers anymore. But you can also follow us on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on Spotify at the CS Podcast, and you can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Official CS Pod.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. But yeah, I hope he gets to feeling better. Got the family kind of like, okay, man.
Yeah.
You can cut it out now. Like, yeah.
It affects everybody differently, man. Put Jake in the hospital.
I know.
Jake, of all people. Like, I mean, he's young.
Right.
I mean, he's an athlete.
Well, Tyler, he's about 4 years older than I am, so he's like, I think he actually just turned, I think at some point in the year, for like half of a year, he's 5 years older than I am.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
I think you had a birthday in October. That's how close we are. We've just reconnected. When I say reconnected, it sounds like we're estranged.
Yeah.
He's busy, I was busy for the majority of our lives.
Yeah.
And now
That's how
I've
it goes.
got a paint business, and he's had one since he walked out of the womb with a paintbrush.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, and
That's probably not pleasant for his mother.
probably not.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine crapping a paintbrush, let alone one coming out of my vagina. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Anywho's, he's been a mentor of mine the past couple months now.
Yeah.
And learned a lot from him. So get better, bud. Rabbit Trail. Forgot what I was talking about before that.
We were talking about,
Well,
Swamp Rabbits hockey.
hockey. His sons,
Oh, okay.
Tyler's sons,
Yeah.
they both, Owen and Nolan,
Yeah.
have been into hockey for, I know Owen, who I believe is the oldest one.
Yeah.
Owen has been into hockey for like 3 or 4 years now. And I mean, he's not old. He's 8, 9, something like that. And he's really good.
Yeah. It's making its way down, man. From the Great White North.
Right. Yeah. So the day that I went to give a price on Tyler's neighbor's bonus room that I was going to paint, he was going to come over and say, hey, or we were going to get together, but he had to drive to D.C. for his son's.
Jeez.
I think it was just Owen.
Yeah.
His team or something has made it so far, or he's done so well that he individually can go play on another team.
It's like travel hockey.
Yeah, he's
Maybe,
doing
I
all
don't know.
that. And they do it all here in Greenville.
Yeah.
So That was a very long-winded way of saying it's an hour-and-a-half show. Get over it. Long-winded way of saying yes, Greenville is big on youth hockey.
Yeah, as quick as this guy can give you the explanation.
God, I wore myself out.
So if you want to go watch our anniversary video, segue into that real quick. We've been doing this for a year and a week now.
Couple of the weeks.
Yeah.
Of the weeks.
Just the weeks. We've been doing it for 53 weeks.
We don't know how many weeks. So when we don't know the number of weeks, we just say the weeks.
Yeah, a couple of the weeks.
Couple of the weeks.
Da bars.
Well, not to plug them, but good old American Roughneck had their
They had another sale?
Black Friday sale.
Okay.
I just received my package.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Hence the
I see that.
new deadlifts and gummy bears.
I was wondering if that was new. I didn't think I'd seen it before. But I know you have so much of their apparel that I just was like, maybe I just haven't seen it.
Well, I had a little box. Got this.
Yeah.
Little hat. Little hattie poo.
Yeah.
Little hoodie. You'd seen the hoodie. It was a camo hoodie.
Yeah.
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 One
of those over there may be yours on that table. I feel like one of those said Josh Oglesby.
There was one, and I think I put it in that
okay.
box.
Just want to make sure you got it.
Yes, I did. That, I believe, had your wife's name on it.
Yeah, she does that. She's been buying a lot of...
Orders things in her own name?
Yeah.
What a menace.
How dare she?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Well, it is a mess. Look at it over there.
Well, I said menace.
That was my daughter, though.
I said menace.
Oh,
but
menace.
You
I heard
said
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Shout out to her. Congratulations on her big project being finished. That happened today. Project she's been working on at work for I don't know, since she started, basically.
I didn't know.
I guess it was a webinar.
I just hear about things.
Yeah.
And I didn't know there was one giant project.
Apparently, yeah, it was all leading to this one thing, and I guess it was a webinar.
Her project was creating a webinar?
Helping to put it together, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and setting up the landing page for it and
right,
everything.
Because she had to hire somebody to do something. It was such a big project.
Yeah.
She had to instruct.
She hired me. Well, I didn't get paid for it, but she's like, "Hey, you know Photoshop?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Here's all this information.
Can't hide talent."
Yeah, yeah. Here's all this information. Will you make it look pretty? Kind of like this. And sent me another thing from I don't know who. And I was like, yeah. And so I did it. And sent it back to her. And she's like, oh, okay. And she showed it to Damien, who's her boss. And he was like, oh, that's pretty good. I like it. And then they didn't go with it.
Well, she was asking for my opinion on two different slides.
Yeah.
And it was just funny because I'm assuming that was what maybe you created?
Nope. No, mine was just a Photoshop. It ended up becoming a PDF.
Well, I mean, it was pretty basic. It was simple.
Probably. It's
I mean,
7 ways ransomware destroys data or some shit. Backups.
Maybe it wasn't that. This had a person's face on it.
Oh, no, those were the quotes from people.
Gotcha.
I don't know what I guess they've used the product or something.
What was funny was she showed me two. She goes, do you like this one or this one? And
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I said, well, honestly, I get the same vibe from both of them. I said, I think it just comes down to what you want to do because I don't have an opinion strongly one way. I could just say two.
I like the big one. There was it was a face and then the big one and then there was a little small one or something, yeah.
Then she showed me the third one and I said, oh, now that's my favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
And she goes, that's the one my boss doesn't like.
Yep.
And then
same.
you said you liked
That's
it
the one
too?
I liked. Yeah, he
that's
didn't like
so
it.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Damien.
Mr. Boss.
Why don't you just, tell Morgan.
I'll have to have a word with him at dinner tomorrow.
Go take a hike. So I think I deduced that there was going to be a dinner that you guys had to attend tomorrow.
Yeah.
Through my means of communication and my special ways. And because of the information I got, I knew that maybe you were going to be attending. And I'm like, that's great. You attending holiday dinners. You know what? As we speak, well, it ended about half an hour ago.
Oh, yeah?
I had an event I just didn't go to it. You remember me telling you about the the
yeah,
drop-in?
I forgot about that. Yeah, because I needed my suit jacket.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said screw that.
that's fair.
It's probably a good thing. I reserved myself though.
Yeah,
But it was considered a drop-in. It was just the first, like, I don't know, seemed like it was going to be a fancy schmancy realtor thing. And my membership pays for these things. If you're not a member, it's $50. And even then, you have to be a member of the MLS, which, whatever.
Yeah, those people that format our English papers.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's MLA. Never
Math
mind.
Literature
Association.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's
probably not right.
Yeah.
I was never good at English. Just kidding. That's my favorite subject.
I'm a move doctor, not a wordsmith. Jeez.
A move doctor?
Yeah, because you wrestle.
Oh.
You know moves.
Oh, move doctor.
Yeah.
That's cool. To probably only me.
Yeah.
I'm a move doctor.
Joshua Gillespie, move doctor.
Move doctor. I thought about doing a cowboy gimmick.
MDP, MDD.
Move doctor.
I don't know. You know how they always have, like, I don't know what the, like DDS or, I don't know, like their little,
Like moves?
like MD. Like, I'm Dr. Josh Oglesby, move doctor, MD.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah. But then sometimes they have, like, really long, like, it's like 5 or 6 little, like, MDAP of, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I skipped out because I wasn't going to have anybody to go with me. And if I did, it was going to be $50 a guest. And I just don't know that for 2 hours.
If it's worth it.
And to tell my guest, hey, you get 2 free drinks. Yeah. It comes with 2 tickets for this $50 thing. But it did say heavy hors d'oeuvres. Or dwarves.
Or dwarves. Heavy or dwarves.
Heavy or dwarves. No.
Heavier dwarves.
Heavier dwarves than most.
Yep.
But heavy hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres.
Speaking of dwarfs, still going through the Fellowship of the Ring right now.
On audiobook?
Yeah. Yeah, we're moving through Lothlorien right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's we?
Well, me and the gang. Me, Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Gimli, Legolas, Aragorn, and
Legless?
Legolas? Legolas?
Legless.
Legolas. Oh, Legolas.
You legless.
You legless bitch. He's kind of a weenie in this.
Is he really?
Dude, like, I'm thinking, like, movie Legolas was a badass.
That's what I
Book
remember.
Legolas is kind of a wiener.
Well, that's like Hermione.
Like, he's cool. Like, he's got some, like, he's still, like, he's like, and he pulled the bow and Legolas shot and he dropped 12 orcs. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But, like, he's moving through Lothlorien and, like, he sings a song there's a lot of music in this book, which I was not expecting. A lot of songs. And he sings, like, this whole song about Nimrodel, I think is the name of it's about a river.
Nimrod Dale.
Yeah, it's like,
I know a lot of people from there.
Yeah. But, like,
Nimrod.
I forget what happened, but he, like, gets nervous. Like, Legolas is never nervous in the movies. Like, he's always, like, stoic and just like, you know, and he just moves around. But, like, in the books, like, the Balrog comes up and he's like, ah! Like, seriously. And I was like, movie Legolas. Orlando Bloom would have never.
Isengard. God.
Anyways.
I don't know. Remember that I'm a fan of that scream the next time we
Okay.
have a skit.
Instead of a Wilhelm scream, the Trey scream.
The Trey Wilhelm scream.
Trey Helm.
Trayvon letting out his Trey Helm scream.
Foosro. Ah!
Foos do.
Foosro.
Foos yeah. Oh man, I like that there's not a dislike number on YouTube. Yep, less negativity in the world.
That's fair. That's a good outlook.
Yeah, I know most people are like, you're taking away our opinion. It's
no,
like,
it's still there.
No.
You just can't see it.
Yeah, you just don't get to show it off for free in the world.
Yeah, the creator still sees it.
Create a pod. Yeah, right. Yeah. Create a podcast if you want and voice your opinion and see if it grows. And if your opinion matters, the podcast will grow.
Yeah, it would be just
Clearly.
like this on YouTube.
Clearly, my opinion doesn't matter.
Hey, we've gone up 3 subscribers in like a week.
A week, yes.
Yeah.
That's good for us.
That is pretty good. Hey,
It really
I'll
is.
take whatever I can get.
Right, and it wasn't long after Thanksgiving in our latest podcast episode.
Okay, we've gone up 5, if you want to count it that way. Since Thanksgiving, we've
That's
gone up 5 subscribers because
right.
we were at 43 at Thanksgiving.
And when you're at this number, when you're under 100, that is big growth.
Well, I mean, you think 5 is roughly
It's
an
like
eighth
7% of 100. I tried to say it with a straight face just to be stupid.
It's like an eighth of our listener base. I mean, think about if you were at 100,000 subscribers and growed by an eighth of your listener base in a week. That's a lot.
It is.
That's 80. I don't know.
72,000.
I'm not going to do the math.
It's 72,000.
This isn't a math podcast.
No. We don't create numbers. Numbers are just logic.
Yeah, they're already there.
We don't listen or look at logic. We got a plastic whale for a pet. Clearly, we don't look
We've
at...
got a lot of plastic stuff in here for pets.
Yeah. There's jokes that could be made there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what Morgan's mom did with Baby Timmons, but Baby Timmons, I'm not even at... Well, hey.
Yeah, I noticed him the other day, and I was like, is that Baby Timmons? And that's as far as I got with that thought before it was on to something else.
Yeah. Well, I just know there was all of my stuff up here, and she tidied up and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's cool,
Yeah.
but I don't know. You just kind of put all my stuff in a laundry basket. I don't think I was taking up that much room.
She was on the phone with her mom the other day, and her mom goes, "Is he keeping up with it? Is he keeping up with the cleaning?" I was like, "You came into my house one day, clean. I've been keeping this house clean for a year, 2 years."
Right and the wrong way to do everything. That's what my dad says.
Yeah.
Now, that is probably the earliest words of wisdom from my dad I have. If there's ever a dad, not Stan, but but my dad, him quoting or me quoting my dad, is I'll do something. I'm like, it's not working, and he'll say, "Slow down, son. Just calm down."
Yeah.
He's one to tell somebody to calm down.
I was just about to say that's ironic coming from him.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's a great coach, and so is my Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
My Uncle Steve coached many a football team.
Yeah.
Like, in his life. He was my coach at one point.
Yeah.
And my dad has that same coaching aspect. And even on my mom's side of the family, both of my uncles over there, wonderful basketball and football coaches, and tennis coaches.
Nice.
Yeah, so I come from this
whole family of athletes and wisdom.
wisdom. Athletes and wisdom.
Yeah.
But my dad's saying, "Oh, just slow down, son. There's a right and wrong way to do everything."
Yeah.
And that's just stuck with me.
Yeah.
I feel like I quoted it this past week. I was like, well, there's a right and wrong way to do everything. And it's just the most calming, like, clearly you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to tell you that.
You already know.
You already know.
You got a great cleaning coach in your mother.
Oh, God, don't. I am not going to touch that with a 10-foot stick.
Just make sure you put it back in the right spot.
If I touched it, she would know. If anything was moved to the left or to the right, she would rush over in a frantic panic like her hair was on fire to get it back to that spot and then adjust it
Yeah.
and then leave it and then leave it.
That's okay. We went to Guy's Pizza last night, and they gave my mom the wrong pizza, and she refused to eat. So, like a 12-year-old. So, my dad was like, "I mean, we can tell them and get another." And she's like, "No, I'm just not gonna eat."
Oh, didn't even want to send it back?
It just you guys will be done by the time it gets done, and this and y'all's will be cold, and it's just no, I'm not gonna send it back. And then what did she need?
I have only seen that side of your mom come out just a little bit. At Thanksgiving, I
Yeah.
got to see it some.
Yeah, yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'd been over there a handful of times.
Yeah, she's usually on good behavior.
I think she's just gotten used to seeing me, and she's
That's
like,
usually what
he's
happens.
one of them, and now
Yeah.
it's
Now-
off to the races.
Now I can throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been bad, but she went up to get something. It may have been to go get like to-go boxes. Excuse me. Walked up to the and I was trying to tune it out because I didn't want to hear it, but she was up there and she was like, "Yeah, it was wrong," and like she was not very nice to these people, and like I try to be very nice to like retail, wait staff, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like,
Same.
approach it with kindness.
Been
and,
there, done that.
And in the girl's defense, or in the cook's defense, I should say, it was rung up as a bird dog pizza.
Okay.
I went up when it was ordered. My dad definitely said chicken, bacon, and ranch.
Yeah.
So, but they were like, well, I mean, the ticket says this. And, I mean, you're going to go by the ticket, and it's this random old lady coming up like, okay, boomer. Like, that kind of mentality. So
Yeah.
I could see them being like, yeah, she's being a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, didn't give her right to go up there and be as nasty as she was. So.
Sure. I get that. My dad, I remember when him and I painted Beth Bradley's living room for the first time. I don't know why that just sparked this memory.
Okay.
But we were ordering her. It was 1 gallon of freaking paint.
Yeah.
And he said, well, do you have it in super paint? And you're like, no. I can do this. I can do that. My dad said, well, can you do this? And then the man responded with something just totally out of left field.
Yeah.
And my dad, very calmly, was not nasty, no attitude. It's just what he said. You know how it's like, oh, it's not what you say, it's how you say it?
Yeah.
Sometimes with my dad, I'm
It's
shocked
what he says.
with how he said it. He's talking to him. He's leaning up against the counter. He's got his hand up, and he goes, no, that's not what I asked you. And then he repeats himself.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it still jars me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder how that guy took it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I would ever say that to anybody.
Yeah.
Unless they were getting an attitude with me. And you know my rule.
Yeah.
It's if I feel disrespected, that's when I stop
Gloves
being
come off.
respectful.
Yeah.
You're right. But it was just him going, no, that's not what I asked you. Like a child.
Yeah.
And the man, he took it. Well, the young man.
Yeah.
He was a young man listening to him. And he just followed back up. But it's when he says stuff like that. Oh, gosh. I remember the first time he had ever met one of my exes.
Yeah.
I remember it was the first time meeting him. We went to Chili's
Yeah.
here in Anderson. And they met my dad and Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down. And my dad has this thing about when he orders his Bud Light. And I think a lot of people are this way.
Yeah.
But he's, I think, a little more strict on it. It's, I don't want to get my food before I'm done with my beer.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't keep drinking while he has his food. He
Yeah.
wants to have all of his beer, and maybe if he's finishing up the last one,
Yeah.
you bring the appetizer out, no big deal. But he told the girl, he said, now, just the only thing is I don't want my food out before we're done ordering beer.
Yeah.
Just ask us when we're done. And
Yeah.
I think, for the most part, I think that's somewhat... I think if you've been waiting for
Yeah.
any period of time, I think you know that to be true for
Yeah.
a lot of people. But bless her heart, he told her,
Yeah.
and she didn't do it. And I was so worried that my dad was going to do something
Yeah.
in this moment because I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it wasn't a big hoopla, but I remember her bringing the food. He said, now, do you remember when we got here? The only thing I asked of you. And she was like, I'm sorry, what was that? He goes, I just said don't bring out the food before we were done ordering beer.
Yeah.
He said, I want at least another one. And then she was just confused on what to do at that point.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looked at her like, well, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that where he did ask her, but there's that line of like, I don't know, just eat the food.
Yeah.
Is it really, is it worth continuing this? And I'm pretty sure at that point he went, I think if I had to guess, she would have said, do you want me to take it back and keep it warm or what do you want me to do? And he probably just said, no, that's okay, leave it.
Yeah.
And that was it. But that line of being respectful in a public place.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when you get older, it's like I find myself caring less.
Yeah.
But it's not caring less to be any less respectful.
Yeah.
It's just, well, no, this wasn't right, so I'm going to let them know about it.
Yeah, well, and that's fine.
It is.
Yeah.
But for me, that was never fine for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
And even now, I don't like sending anything back. I don't like complaining. And I heard something about that. It's, if you noticed, females, and any female that I've ever known, mom, your wife,
Yeah.
anybody else I've ever came in contact with that I've known how to, like, them handling a customer service situation, it's that they're way less reserved about doing that than a man is. Now, if a man does it, it's like usually a little more heated and they do it out of anger.
Yeah.
But when a woman does it, it's just, it's okay. Like,
Hey,
they have,
this isn't right.
yeah, and they have no fear. Where I get all anxious about it, and I don't want confrontation.
It's that joke. You ever see the joke that's like, hey, quiet men, why do you always end up with a loud woman? And then they reply back and they go, well, somebody's got to tell the waiter that my food's wrong.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Well, psychologically, it comes down to the whole men stay bottled up.
Yeah.
I don't exactly represent that because I'm a little open book at this point in my life, and there's a whole story behind it. But even now, I don't like returning something or...
Yeah, I mean, even like mine, unless it's just completely wrong.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever really done anything is we ordered Zaxby's through DoorDash, and twice it happened. I got the wings and they sent me boneless wings, and I can't, like, I just can't eat them.
Yeah.
Because the gluten. Yeah, and so I had to call up there and be like, hey, this was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and they gave us a free meal for it, but like,
Yeah.
I was like, I literally, like, if I could, I would love to just eat it. I
Right.
don't care. I would prefer the boneless wings, but I was like, I can't have them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I mean, I think that's probably a touch easier because it's like, hey, sorry, but I physically can't eat this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I worry about them getting upset.
Yeah.
And that's usually where I lose it, is when I'm like trying to be so respectful and I'm like, hey, sorry to bother you. We were just talking about Michael, my neighbor.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to bother you about your dogs, but...
Shitting on my yard.
Well, your dog's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
and for a year, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. All right, here
buddy.
we go.
Yeah.
Earrings come out.
Yeah.
But no, it's that women are so much more okay with being open. Like, when it comes to, like, for them, that's not a big emotional event.
Yeah.
For a man, that is a big emotional event because it's like, well, I'm going to have to go handle business.
Yeah.
And a woman, it's just like, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah.
It's just normal because emotionally, I think it comes down to them, quote unquote, being more emotionally stable.
Yeah.
Because they're used to being able to voice their emotions, where men feel like historically and the system that we live in, the society that we live in too, men aren't near as comfortable as women are with feelings and being open. So that's why for a man, it's so much more whatever. And there's a whole, I've seen all the memes on TikTok where it's like, well, my husband can't do this, but I have to do it. And the man's like, can you please go return this? I don't want to do it. Just drink it. It'll be fine. So that's what I'd heard. And that makes so much sense to me.
And I mean, I'm sure it differs between person to person.
Too, of course.
I could see that.
Yeah.
As far as returns,
to cut a little slack from men.
Yeah.
I guess.
Morgan's all about returns. I
think she buys stuff just to return it. I think it's the sport of it for her.
I still don't think you've been in a store long enough with her to God, it infuriates me. For those listening, I picked up my marker and I'm just staring at it, contemplating. And I go, "Are you? Well, are you gonna? You want it? Yeah, but I was like, are you gonna use it? Yeah, probably, but I really don't want to spend the money. I'm like, well, okay, but I mean, if you're gonna use it, I don't know. And we stand there in this little dance for 5 to 10 minutes, and then usually it goes into the buggy. And then we get up to the register, and you know what? Here, I'm not going to get this. And hands it to the cashier. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but that 5 to 10 minutes adds up when it's over 20 to 30 products.
Well,
and then it makes it home, and then it makes it back to Target in a return run. So
I have witnessed on the way to and just on the way to and from Florida, which I mean we had a day.
Yeah.
Had a day worth of drive time, and I did see that somehow what happened.
It just
get all tuned up.
Maybe it's just me. I like if I go, I want this, and it's in the buggy,
right?
Like, there's no
it.
thought. And then if I decide once I get home and I start and it's just not for me, it either goes somewhere, it goes in the trash. I don't return it. Like I'm not a return kind of person.
There's a whole I don't know if it's a book or if it was a chapter out of a book.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Bob Proctor on decision making.
Yeah.
On how successful people make decisions like that.
Yeah.
Whether they're right or wrong, they do not care because even if it's wrong, it's going to be a learning thing for them.
That's a good point, yeah.
And to them, it's like, cool, I just found out one more way that doesn't work. I'm never going to do it again.
Yeah.
Versus trying to always make the right decision. And maybe during a time where it's not as convenient for me to make a mistake, I then make that mistake.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So that's literally did a little miniature paradigm shift for me whenever I make decisions.
Yeah.
And then if I ever catch myself doing it, I'm like, screw it. I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Until I care more. Or I'll go the blue one.
Yeah.
And be done with it. But no, I have seen her. I think she has a knack too for getting stuff in her buggy and then getting up to the register. And this has happened twice. One was when I guess we all thought we were going to be on a beach in Key West. Yeah. She had something, an umbrella or something for the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And, something for Nora. And it was going to be the wrong size.
A lifeguard, or I think it was a life vest,
That
or maybe
might
it was
have
a
been.
snorkel.
So
no, hers was, no, she did, it was her snorkel.
Snorkel for Key West.
Yeah.
Some kind of life vest for Nora for Fripp Island.
That's it, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I feel like I've been here before, and this has happened.
Yeah, it was a snorkel for Key West. Yeah, because it was like extra large. She's like, well, I can return it at a different or something. I don't remember what the.
That's what it was.
I'm gonna snorkel.
But we were limited on space in the car.
Yeah,
and she was like, I'll return it at another Target, and so we crammed more stuff into your trunk, and then it wasn't a Super Target. We thought it was gonna be a Super Target. On the way back, had a buggy full of stuff and went, I'm good. That was the big one for me.
Yeah.
Was when she there was a ton of crap.
Yeah.
And I think she picked up like one or two items out of the buggy and then took that to the checkout.
Yeah.
And I'm like, some poor...
And we had to spend an hour and a half in Target for her to walk around, pick up all these things, to walk to the register with two things.
You and I spent a lot of time in that Target.
That's what gets me.
We compared the Hawaiian shirts that were in that one.
Yeah.
That were the same as the one in Florida. Like, we compared them.
That's what always gets me is I'm in there Target and I'm ready to leave, and I've already spent 2 hours in here, and she's looked at this and contemplated with this, contemplated with this, contemplated with this, contemplated with this, and it's all in this buggy. And then we check out with 5 things out of the 35 things that were in the buggy.
Yeah,
and like this could have been a 15-minute run. This could have been easy. That's why the best thing in the world is curbside pickup, because we don't have that issue.
It's amazing that she even uses that.
Oh, that has been a godsend. That has saved so much time. All she has to do is spend all day deciding what to put in that buggy, make her decision, and hit buy.
The only difference is you don't have to spend all day on a Target. You get to do something else.
And then I just drive and pick it up.
Curbside pickup, thank you.
That has been the best invention. Oh, it has saved me so much Target time. But then her and Nora love to go just walk around in Target, so they can do that. But
and I think too she likes the act of ordering and going to pick it up. Yeah. I think it gives her like it does most people,
a
dopamine hit. Yeah. Because the other night, before I left to go to North Carolina, or the morning or whenever it was, I remember her saying, "Well, I'm gonna go pick up the Target order."
Yeah, and
I'm thinking, like when I make an order for a grocery store, or if I did, I noticed Ingles has
curbside pickup.
Yeah. I saw that and I went, "Oh, game changer."
Yeah,
I don't like to walk around Ingles.
I'm used to it.
Not right for remotes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
just all my time that I've spent. Like, I don't work at an Ingles, but I may as well with all the remotes that I've done at an Ingles.
I worked at Ingles for a year and like 7 months, so it's not fun for me.
Yeah.
It is fun walking in there knowing I don't have to work.
Yeah.
That's always been kind of cool.
I did a remote with Gwen on the lake.
The radio station, not a physical
on a
lake.
We were at an Ingles, and I think she's from Charlotte.
Okay.
And she's like, yeah, they don't have Ingles up there. Like wherever she's from, whatever part of North Carolina she's from, she has never been to an Ingles. Which I was like, wasn't Ingles born in North Carolina?
There's Ingles everywhere in North Carolina.
That's what I thought. She'd never been in one, so it didn't occur to me. I was like, oh, well, it's pretty cool. Go in there and look around. And I didn't think about it because I'm so used to it. She's like, oh, I was like, all right, I'm going to run in and use the restroom real quick. She goes, oh, well, they're all the way in the back right. It took me forever to find them. And I was like, yeah. For me, I was like, every Ingles that I've ever been into is set up the exact same. So it was just a no-brainer. I don't know. It was a fun little... You get so used to something, you don't think about it. But like to her, it was like, man, I had to find the bathrooms. I couldn't find the bathrooms. Never been. But for me, I was like, every Ingles I go into, it doesn't matter. I could walk in there blindfolded and find the bathroom.
Boy, I know how to tell you to get to the one on Main Street that sits up on a hill.
Yeah.
I had to clean both sets for months. And I'm going to tell you what, the whole rumor about girls' bathrooms being nastier than the guys, that holds up. My little 16-year-old self saw that.
See, at Staples, nobody ever came into Staples and used the bathroom. So
sure. I don't think anybody thinks about it.
Well, nobody ever thinks to come into Staples. Anyways, when I worked there, we'd have these weird little, like, we'd have a rush, and it'd be like 5 people came in. You know? Like Staples, I don't know how that Staples over here stayed in business for so long. It doesn't surprise me that it's out of business now. But I feel like it's like a Burlington now.
That's right. Well, that's
home goods
that's
store.
Fairly recent.
Yeah,
because we used to be the Anderson was the big meme.
Yeah.
On the
Cole
sign,
Staples Dicks.
Cole Staples Dicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
we made it onto iFunny.
We did. But nobody ever used those bathrooms. So, spoiler alert, we barely cleaned them. If I tell you, when I was on the bathroom list, I'd be like, I don't want to fucking do that. And I'd walk in there and look, and I'd be like, looks clean to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody would ever use it.
Right.
But at Best Buy, we had a cleaning crew that came in and did that for us. That was such a weird shock when I worked at Best Buy after having worked at Staples for a couple of years. I walked into Best Buy, and they're like, I was like, oh, so cleaning the bathroom? They're like, no, we like somebody comes in and does that. And I was like, you have people that clean your bathrooms? Like,
imagine that, a Fortune 500 company hiring a cleaning team so that its employees can do their jobs.
Dude, I do not like retail. I don't enjoy that environment.
Yeah. For every one good day you have about 20 bad ones.
Yeah, and I mean, I just don't feel like dealing with, like, it's a lot of, like, it's just a lot of the same questions and everything over and over again, and it's like a weird, like, Groundhog Day for me. Like when I'm selling computers, I'm going through the same 5 to 20 questionnaire. Like, what do you need? What are you using it for? Blah 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 blah.
Right.
And I was good at it. I got to know a lot of really cool people, but as much as I don't like retail, I love Best Buy. Like from what I gathered, as far as like the benefits and everything that they have, really good to their like employees.
Okay.
Like they'd pay like part of your tuition to go to college, even as a part-timer. Like it was crazy stuff. Like I was like, Staples would never. You know, I was just impressed. I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
That is cool.
At least that was my experience with it. Your experience may differ if you worked for Best Buy in a different state or whatever, but
yeah,
it seemed pretty good.
Wow.
But yeah.
So when Morgan made that order on Target,
.com, a dopamine hit.
And dopamine hit. No, to get back to that.
Yeah.
I was like, where were we? But that was fun.
Curbside. We were talking about curbside pickup.
Her Target order, I was like, well, if I'm making an order, I'm looking around at everything I'm needing.
Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure hers was milk and like...
It was what was it? Because she goes, do we need anything else at Target?
And I remember...
Now I was in another... What do we have? Or I was like, what'd you order? And she goes, it was like, it wasn't eggs. It was like God,
It
what
was
was
something I feel like random.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the syrup.
It was
to
like
go in
milk
the
and body wash or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah.
You're like, well, if that's all you're getting, probably.
Yeah. I was like, well, I had a lot more than that in the cart.
That was so funny. I remember that. That was the best part of the story, and I'd forgotten it. I remember her saying, you're like, what are you getting? And she's like, milk and, let's just say, body wash.
Yeah.
And you go, do we need anything else? Or she said, do we need anything else? And you're like, what do we have?
Well, when I hear,
Did you look?
well, my thought process is, you go, do we need anything else from Target? Like, bases are probably all covered.
Right.
If I'm looking at you and we're getting groceries from Walmart, and I go, hey, Josh, we need anything else from Walmart?
And
Odds are I probably have milk, eggs, bread, chips, sandwich meat, whatever, covered.
Yeah.
So you go, oh, what do we got?
like, is there anything
And then I go through
odd?
the list, and you go, oh, no, that sounds pretty good.
An odd cooking ingredient?
Yeah.
That
oh,
you
we need chili powder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I
Toilet
didn't see
paper.
that on the list. Yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you getting? Milk
Yeah.
and something to clean with.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then probably everything else on the list that I sent you.
So I think it's just the sport of ordering and going to pick it up, and it's really close. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. I'd probably fall into the habit of being a little more, I don't know, lackadaisical whenever I do like my big shopping list. Because, hey, if I forget anything, I'll just come right back.
there. Yeah. And then we talked about this once on the podcast. She only likes certain meats from Target and certain meats from Walmart, so it has to be split
And
up
she
between
likes the
Walmart and
crappiest ones from each
Yeah.
place that doesn't provide the good ones.
So, yeah, there's also that, like, well, I can't get chicken from Target, or I can't get chicken from Walmart, or whatever the I forget which one that I can't get. That's it. I can't get hamburger meat from Walmart. Well, you've already spent $200 there in this order that you're going to place. Like, why not throw the meat in? Well, no, we have to get that from Target. I was like, so once you get done there, can you drive to Target and pick up the rest of the order?
Well, in her argument, which I debunked fairly quickly, one evening months ago, she said, have you ever had Walmart meat? Just that's how she labeled it, was Walmart meat. I said, I'm pretty sure Tyson meat in the Walmart freezer is the same Tyson meat that's in the Target freezer.
Yeah.
Now, if we're looking at Great Value brand,
Yeah.
hey, that's one thing. But they got more than just Walmart brand meat. If,
Yeah. If you
unless you
split
just
hairs.
really like Target brand, I almost said taco brand meat. Target
I love
brand
taco meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comment down below and tell us what you like better. What's your favorite meat? You like Target meat? You like Ingles meat? You like, I don't know, what, like Kroger's? I'm trying to think of some other
Yeah, or if you're
stuff that we don't really.
if you're a bleacher and you go to Whole Foods,
Yeah,
you know,
like Trader Joe's meat.
Yeah.
Does Trader Joe's have meat?
What is Trader Joe's is a grocery store, right?
Yeah, but I think they do like
Trader Joe's.
vegan and like organic.
Harris Teeter's what I'm thinking. Harris
Yeah.
Teeter's really nice.
Let us know what your favorite meat is, where it comes from, and go ahead and like this video and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and follow us on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review.
And Whole Foods, I love you.
Yeah. Let Whole Food know how great our podcast is. Share this with them. Tag them in it.
It really is a great place.
Really?
It's an experience. Like,
You know what's an experience? IKEA.
yes,
I say
it
that
is.
a lot, but IKEA.
I've as of, I don't know, within the past month or two,
Yeah.
I got to experience IKEA.
And follow us on Spotify, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OfficialCSPod. Yeah. Morgan's never been to IKEA, so she needs to go.
Does she, though?
Probably not.
Famous last words.
I don't know,
After
man.
we just got through.
She'd have the whole list, because you go through and you get a notepad, and you go through like the different, like, oh, this is shingle fangle desk, and it's A137, and so you check off A137. What you writing? Shingle fangle?
Shingle Fangle desk. I didn't write. I don't have any notes for this episode,
Oh,
so
okay. Well-
I needed a note.
Oh, okay. That's
Shingle
fair.
Fangle.
Yeah, you mark that off. I could just imagine her with her fucking notebook walking through IKEA. She check it off, and she scratch it out. And then she'd check it off because she really likes it. But then she thinks it's like $100. She's like, well, that $100 could go towards something.
Milk and body wash.
Scratch it off. And that would be IKEA. And there's 3 floors to IKEA. It's not a 1-floor Target.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or she goes in there, spends 7 hours, walks out, and says, I never have to go into another store again. I think I'm done.
That'd be
done.
That'd be delightful.
And she goes, you know what? I got it all out of my system. I want you to do the shopping for the rest of our lives.
Forever.
Forever.
Until Nora gets big enough, and then Nora can go shop for us.
There you go.
Yeah. Where are we at? Big dog.
Minute 18, 19.
We're at a minute 18, 19. We haven't been doing this very long. You mean an hour?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I meant.
What was that? Oh, that was not Alexa.
Not Alexa.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I think you got a notification is what that was.
The U.S. National Weather Service has issued a defense fog advisory for Anderson. It'll be in effect from...
Dense fog? Dense fog?
What did I say?
Defense.
Playing from Dubas's iPhone.
What? Did I say? I said defense?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You said it's issued a defense fog advisory.
It's the mist.
Well, I was like, what the hell is a defense fog advisory?
Man, we better hunker down.
You know,
or fellow hunker downers.
What I need to do, not after this podcast, but tomorrow, is change my windshield wipers.
Hey, you want to do that together?
Sure. Do you need to change yours?
Yeah, and I got a brand new pair in the garage.
Me too.
I went to change it, and it screwed with me, and I couldn't figure it out, so I threw them back in the...
Yeah, mine...
It's supposed to be really
mine's
easy.
sitting in the back seat of my car for like the past month and a half.
Mine had sat in the back seat of my car until I needed to load it up with paint.
What?
Crap. You want to do
what?
You want to do it together?
You want to? Yeah.
Boy, this does say dense.
It does.
I saw the... God, that's embarrassing. U.S. National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory for Anderson. It'll be in effect from December 10th, which is today, 10 p.m. until December 11th, 10 a.m.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm not doing anything overnight.
No, I'm not either. Might make some overnight oats.
We just look out the window and Pyramid Head's standing under that lamp over there.
Oh. Pyramid Head.
Yeah. Silent Hill.
Yeah.
He's literally got a pyramid on his head, walks around with a sword. Yeah.
Well, that's what it made me question it.
Him or, what is it, Siren Head? No, it's not Siren Head, is it? What's his name? I guess it is Siren Head.
It's got the...
He's literally got a siren on his head for his head. Yeah. That whole debacle.
Ziggy, say hello to the CS podcast.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Well, that's why we're telling you to introduce yourself. God.
Really?
Ziggy, say hello.
Hello, by the way, you have one new notification. When you see the yellow light ring on your device, it means you have a notification or message.
Clearly the ears for her haven't came in yet.
Yeah. It looks like it's yellow. It looks like you got a notification there.
If only I had a virtual assistant to tell me.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
But hey, I was just thinking, we don't have anybody to fact check stuff for us.
We don't. Now we have not Alexa.
We have a not Alexa.
Well, that's fun.
It is fun. I thought about...
We can fire Shane.
That's true.
Cutting costs wherever we can.
That's
the
right.
CS way.
And
Tails.
we never paid Shane a dime, so it all works out.
Yeah.
All right, good sir. It is that time of the show where we talk about our featured content creator.
We're talking about magic.
Do you believe in it?
Do you believe? Yeah.
Real talk. I'm very serious.
I very much do believe magics. They're very nice. We're going to talk about Jack Grady Magician. Either that or Jack Grady Magician V2. Like I said, he's got 2 different profiles. Not really sure why that is. Maybe he got locked out on one of them. But does a lot of different, a lot of very impressive magic tricks with a great sense of humor. He's very technically savvy. Like when it comes like his sleight of hand and everything's like very good.
It's insanely well.
Yeah, it's incredible. He's very practiced. Let's put it that way. But it's just, I think what I fell in love with is just his whole demeanor.
Yes, he is a nut.
Well, and it almost comes across like he obviously has confidence, but sometimes it just comes across as he doesn't have, like, it's his delivery. Like he makes it seem like he doesn't have this confidence. He's like, and then I do this, and then it's this. Like, I don't know. It's just this. I don't know how to explain it.
It's almost like he's overcompensating. With
Yeah,
his
yeah,
confidence to make up for what he quote doesn't lack, which he doesn't lack anything.
Exactly.
To being a unique performer.
And I mean, like I said earlier, the numbers speak for themselves. He's sitting at 220,000 followers on TikTok. That's just on his regular account, on Jack Grady Magician 1. On his second account, I think it's also somewhere around 200,000.
Oh, wow.
So altogether, cumulatively, 400,000 followers. There's probably some overlap there, people that follow both. And then sitting on Instagram at 43.3 thousand followers on Instagram. But just all around a great magician and hilarious. We were talking about one of his biggest videos. He's got a piece of string, and he's like, oh, you can see this string. And he goes, when I take it and I put it in my ass, and he clenches his butt cheeks around the string, and he like threads it between his butt cheeks, and it's red now.
Yeah.
And he goes, it changes color. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, it's not all like that.
Yeah.
But that's what made. I saw like 3 videos like that over the course of maybe a week, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got to follow this guy. Like, I just kept seeing it.
Yeah.
And it was yeah. He's got a nice charm about him. And when he locks in, like, you get locked in and he engages with you through the screen, you're just like, oh, okay, you just can't help but watch. You're like,
yeah.
What is going to happen next?
It hooks you.
Yeah.
He gets it's interesting because it's like he gets the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
Got to hook somebody within the first like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that says about like his live performances, because I mean you got to know that if I get hooked on a TikTok in a matter of a second or two, then his live performances must be incredible. Which I can only assume that for him to be that well practiced, like you said.
Yeah, he's got to be doing it in front of live audiences.
Got to be getting paid for it. I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then going through his Instagram, he does have an email there for business inquiries. So if you wanted, if you were local to wherever he is, I'm not sure where he's from, and wanted to book him for a live performance, I'm sure you could do so through his email on his Instagram. It's got a link there that you can find it for his business inquiries.
There you go.
Yeah.
It'd be great, one day we get a spot at a convention.
Yeah.
Have a private room,
Like a panel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just bring in 5 content creators.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And you've made it when you become when you become a part of a CS podcast panel.
Yeah.
Like you're featured.
We fly 'em in.
Fly 'em in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You've made it when.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, fly on down to South Carolina and hang out for a day.
There are a few.
Yeah, a few days. We'll show you Greenville and do this panel.
Last day we'll have a big creator dinner.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Really
I'd like
nice,
that.
really nice restaurant. Treat you all really great.
Speaking of, I think that ties in really well. Kind of what we had discussed last episode. I found my notebook. I talked about goals. I said I wrote them down. I feel like that could be a cool goal to add to it. Like like to the list. That's Franksgiving. Hold on.
It's Franksgiving.
Those are elves. That's that was me working on some more Electric Desk Elf stuff.
Okay.
Goals. So this is just what I wrote down, and this may differ from yours, but I thought it would be fun to actually be able to go over it, stuff that I've written down, and kind of, I don't know, just a fun little.
I think it would be a nice way to round out this episode.
Yeah, to kind of document it. So, the first thing I wrote up there was 100 subscribers. That gives us a custom URL on YouTube. It would be cool to be able to tell people instead of youtube.com/xykz7425310, youtube.com/the CS podcast,
Correct.
or probably in sticking with everything else that we've done at or youtube.com/official CS pod, because everything else is official CS pod.
Right. By what date?
I
feel
put by January. I was being very. I mean, we gained 5 subscribers in a week, so we started rolling.
Yeah.
We've gained 5 subscribers since I wrote this down.
Okay.
If that, I mean, that's not manifesting. I don't know what is.
There you go.
That may be a little unrealistic. I think it's obtainable. I think it's very possible. It's weirder things have happened.
We need that ironclad game plan.
Yep.
We could create a game plan for all-out massive action.
Yeah.
In the spare time that we have collectively, or not collectively, but together.
Yeah.
And just execute.
Yeah.
That execution is key.
100 subscribers by January. I think it's doable.
It's doable.
Especially now that it's out on the podcast. I said 1 new video each week in 2022.
Correct, and that could be.
And I said it could be a skit, it could be unboxing, it could be bloopers, it could be a vlog, whatever. It doesn't. 1 new video, and on top of the podcast, I should say,
right,
is what I mean, because technically 1 new podcast we put out.
We're already doing that.
Yeah. I even said Patreon by the end of 2022. That gives us a year to figure that out, gain a following,
and figure out what they like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a year to figure it out.
Yep. I said a new logo in 2022, which we've been slowly kind of chipping away at that.
Right.
Nothing concrete that we're going to unveil right now, but it is in the works, and we've talked about it.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
we have a person.
I said 100 followers on TikTok. Now I didn't put like a limit on that. But I feel like that. I mean, we're at 56 followers on TikTok last I checked. I think that's right.
59.
Are we at 59? Did we gain a couple?
I think from.
And then right after that, new marketing strategy for 2022, which ties in well to all of that.
Well, if that's the first goal, then I think everything else will follow suit.
Yeah.
It's 59.
I said have our website up and running in 2022.
Okay. Nice little landing page.
Yeah. I would like a place that, I mean, not that our link tree is bad or anything.
That's a good landing page.
But I would like an official, like, www.thecs, whatever our URL is, to thecspodcast.com,
Yeah.
for people to go to and be able to just find us. Like, I don't know, nothing feels more official to me than looking up like a podcast or something and finding they have a website, or like a creator, like, oh God, this content creator has a website. Like, it just seems more official,
It really does. I've got to get a website for, if nothing else, my paint business.
Yeah.
Because I want to get a van. Dare I say, my goal is a van as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to just like, if somebody sees that big nice little like blue and black white logo on the van and they go, authentic painting and pressure washing. Well, it doesn't look like they exist.
I don't know, man. I feel like I've seen, at least in the Greenville area, a lot of like smaller businesses on their vans and stuff only have like social media, like it's weird. It's kind of going that way now.
That is a good point.
I have noticed that. It doesn't deter me from wanting our own website for the CS podcast, but I have noticed it.
Guess what I passed? That's funny you should say that, because guess what I passed on my trip down here?
What?
AEW 18-wheelers.
Oh.
Just back to back.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Well, that's cool.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've not watched a ton of their product. I know they're somewhat competition for WWE. If you say that they're not, then you're just fooling yourself. I mean, because, come on. If you follow wrestling at all, then you know. And all I noticed on the side was Twitter handle. And then way down here, Instagram handle. And then, out in the open in their own little separate space of the 18-wheeler blown up. It could have said AEW.com, but, I mean, that's where people are interacting.
Yeah. Well, that's the best point, is that's where the people are interacting.
I took a picture because I was going to send it to Ace and Kyle and Tim and make a joke about it. But
I also said, get started drafting. Now, this is, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast or not. if not, this may be a big reveal of stuff that we've talked about previously of wanting to do, but get started drafting the CS movie in 2022. We've talked about wanting to shoot an actual movie.
We have.
And I just want to get started like script writing and figuring out what the full plot of the movie is and rounding that out and getting it finalized, putting it on paper, and then maybe thinking about locations and stuff. I mean, I'm not even talking about shooting this in 2022 because I'm not even sure if we can, depending on how
big we want to go.
Yeah, we might have to figure out a budget, but I don't know, start drafting, get like a script down and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I wrote that down as a goal. And then finally, something we need to jump back on the ball with is new poster once a month in 2022. Yeah.
We literally did one.
Yeah.
And I remember initially saying, let's do a poster a month.
Yeah.
Because, my God, how doable is that?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't desaturate. Yeah, it wouldn't dry up the fact that we're doing posters all the time.
Yeah.
Because the more you have of it, the less special they are.
Yeah. It's not as impactful.
Right. If you have one a month, then that's enough. Like,
Yeah.
in 2 years, you'll have 24.
Yeah.
That's not a crazy number.
No.
I mean, how fun would it be to go back and look through that?
Yeah, a little catalog.
Because of the time that it would take, that's not a crazy amount of time for 24. It's
Yeah,
a small addition to the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by God, we did not follow through with it at all.
No, I mean, we have it mostly fleshed out. Just we need
the cost. I think that's where we're shooting ourselves
I think
in
the
the
big thing
was,
is we just need to get it done. Mannion has a brown overcoat, like a long jacket.
Yeah.
That I could wear. Like maybe we just run that and I get as close to.
I could wear my green jacket that I wore in Thanksgiving for Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It's our interpretation.
Exactly.
Just like I'm not wearing a white dress.
Yeah.
I'm wearing...
Well, I dressed in all black on purpose because Luke in the poster's in all white. And I don't have white pants. So I was like, screw it. I'll just wear an all black. And you like, I have this black overcoat. And I was like, that'll be perfect.
It's the Scottish Prince's overcoat, man. I had to call in a favor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Prince.
He won't say you're welcome.
But
and I decided to go with camo boots.
Yeah.
And camo shorts. So yeah, we didn't follow. I mean, you did more so, Luke. But the closest thing I got to Leia was looking like I had buns on the side of my head.
Yeah.
With my gaming set.
So yeah,
ears.
we just go ahead and shoot that. I'll get in touch next time we hang out with Mannion. I'll make him drive his hearse over because that's the one thing I do want.
Is the hearse?
Is the hearse for the DeLorean.
Trey has a friend who has a hearse.
Yeah.
Why?
There's no Mannion. But those are my goals for the podcast, and I even outlined too, like, what do I want out of the podcast? Like, I was sitting up at the station running, I think, the tailgate show one day, and I just started writing all this stuff down. And I said I want a community. I said I want income. I'm just being completely honest here. I was like, a place to express myself creatively. I was like, I want fun. And then I even broke it down and I said, what do I want out of, why do I want a community? And I was like, well, I want to be a source of entertainment for people. I want the interaction. I want to be an escape for others. I said, I want to bring people together. I want to make people feel something. And I said, I want to be for others what other creators have been for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
I need to definitely write my goals down.
You should, and then we'll compare them next episode.
Yeah.
That's your homework.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Probably 20 minutes before we start, but
That's fine.
I already know, I mean, I've
done homework at the last minute. I know how it is.
Yeah. Never had a teacher as hot as you, though.
Oh, are you hot for teacher?
Hot for teacher. No, I mean, my goals, like, I have a rough, I don't even say rough, like, I know what I want out of it.
Yeah. It just helps. Yeah, there's something, we've talked about it. It's something about just writing it down.
Oh.
And getting it out there.
It's so interesting that I'm Mr., like, write your goals down, do that, create a plan, and
you ain't done shit.
You over... We won't talk about the other crap I've been doing in my life, but... Yeah. But yes, for anything and everything, if it's worth sitting down once a week and beyond, I should have goals. I should have it written down on paper.
Yeah.
I should have that.
and maybe we tally them up and write them on our whiteboard.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, people make dream boards.
Yeah.
We could create a
CS dream board, a shitty
Right.
dream board.
I feel like it'll just turn into inside jokes between you and I.
Yeah.
They're not even goals. They're just pictures of like Bart Simpson farting and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's funny. Well, as the year starts to round
Wind down.
itself out and wind down,
Another week in the books.
and round down and wind out, what are your goals moving into the new year? What are you excited about when it comes to setting goals? And is there any bad habits you're trying to break that you say New Year's resolution? What is it?
What are your thoughts on New Year's resolutions?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I think if it empowers you
Yeah.
so much more than taking a random day and doing it,
Yeah.
I guess more power to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just if you're waiting on a day to do it,
So I was thinking it was you that I had this conversation with.
it's almost indicative of how well your follow through is going to be.
Yeah.
If you're depending on a day to change your ways,
Yeah.
I get it. Fresh start, clean slate. But
Yeah, but the deer don't know any difference.
what?
To them, January 1st and December 31st is just another day.
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah.
I was like, why deer? But it's a good point. I don't know how. I think a deer's goal is just get more corn and crap.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's just another day. Like
Right. It is.
I mean, it's only this big special thing because we as humans in a society made it this big special thing.
Right.
Because it's the start of another year because we're the only species on Earth that keeps time like we do.
Exactly.
But,
You're right.
the deer's going to get its ass in gear. It's going to do it the next day or that day.
Right.
Because it's just another day. So
Well-
what's your excuse?
Exactly. Oh, look at you coming with bringing the fire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you take a lion. A
Yeah.
lion's usually always hungry.
Yeah. You ever see a lion limber up before it takes down a gazelle? No.
He just
So
goes
why
and
are you
does it.
waiting to get to your goals?
Motivational speaker, Mr. Falco.
I can't take credit for that. I stole that from Zombieland. He's sitting there and he's...
Was it Woody Harrelson?
It's Woody Harrelson. And was it Jesse Eisenberg? He's sitting there like, and he's like, go down there and kill that zombie, or go down there and check and see if there's any Twinkies in that truck. And he's like sitting there like, and it's like, tip number 37, limber up. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm stretching, I'm limber. He goes, you ever see a lion limber up before it takes down a gazelle?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it. No, I believe you should have, as long as you have your own personal start date.
Yeah.
And if it means enough to you, then it'll mean just as much to you as New Year's does, as anything will.
Yeah.
Look, think about it. Do you want to share a personal start date with literally half of the population?
Yeah.
Ooh, how cool is that? It's like, what if you want to start on
Yeah.
December 15th, and you get a 2-week head start, and
Yeah.
then you've already lost, let's just say, 2 pounds.
Yeah.
You're going into the new year one step ahead of the competition or the game.
You can always have a New Year's resolution. You just always look forward to new year, new me, but you're always improving yourself. But you don't have to start on New Year's.
Correct.
You can start January 1st and it could be New Year's resolution. You can start July 15th and it can be your New Year's resolution.
Right. A goal
Going
without
forward.
a
It doesn't
goal without a
matter.
date is just a wish.
Yeah.
It is. If you have a goal, that's why I asked you what the date was.
Yeah.
If you don't have an end date, there's no plan. There's
Yeah.
no, I mean, maybe you can have a day-to-day plan, but if you don't have that end goal, what are you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if you get in the car and you want to drive to California, you're going to have a roadmap. You're going to have a GPS. You're
Yeah.
going to follow it. But if you don't have any plan how to get there, you're probably going to take you a crap ton longer, or you're just going to, guess what, give up.
Yeah.
You don't know how to freaking get
You might,
there.
I mean, you might be going to like New York or something and make it to Maryland and turn the fuck around.
Or you get a head start on those goals and you get to not quite Maryland and you give up sooner and turn around and come home. See, I was ahead of the curve of my other self. Not referencing a true story at all. Oh, man. Well, with that being said, we're going to drive this one on home and get out of here.
Just keep rolling.
Just keep rolling. I might go play some Halo to warm up for tomorrow's show. Oh, man. With that being said, I've been the Scottish Hush Puppy, and I got some food to go eat.
And until then, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.
Create shit. Build anything. Make it real.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belford. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. Sipping on Ciroc, trip 'em up with the words. I done popped the molly and I think it's be my third.